Okay, so recently it's come to my attention that for some reason I cannot get any glues to stick to the back side of marble, no matter how much I sand it and no matter how much I remove any particulate from the actual back of the marble. The smooth side is another story, but the actual rough side, for some reason, I can't even get hot glue to stick to it. So I'm gonna try cooking off of it. Because I'm really wondering what the fuck's up with the property of this mineral. Do we have like the original Teflon from the Greco-Roman days? I need a spat. I'm gonna pause. Ta-da! Spat. Okay. So my theory for why it wouldn't be useful is because of its fragility, first of all. So that would be why it wouldn't be marketed. But my theory for why it actually seems to reject everything you try to freaking apply to it is because it's porous, while at the same time a very, very, very good heat conductor, which also means it is very good at reducing the amount of heat. That's why stepping on marble tile is very, very cold. So I have a feeling that there's something about the way that the heat transmission in marble and the pores of the backside of the marble being so rapid in its ability to expand and contract that things don't stick to it. Let's see if I'm right. I am cooking an egg right on top of the backside of marble that has been unpolished. I have never asked anyone if marble explodes under a certain temperature, but I don't think it does. I have no reason to think it does. But wow, yeah, it actually does work very well as a cooking service, which is very weird. This is very interesting. So those Japanese grills that are made out of cast iron, you could just use marble. This is really bizarre. I am gonna just start cooking eggs off of marble from now on. And it seems to have to be the porous side of the marble. Once you polish it, it loses that property. So I think it's, and that's why I was thinking it has to do with the fact that it is such a quick heat thermal radiator that the porous side must contract and expand so fast that things just don't really stick in there. It just kind of just naturally rejects things, which also means that it'd be a very, very good candidate for seasoning. Like if you wanted to put oil in there, for as much as it would reject, the oil would actually, you know, whatever would remain. It'd leave you with a blackened surface, and you're cooking directly off of a mineral, not a metal. The only thing that I think is the main drawback is obviously that it's fragile, but it's also very cheap. So who cares, right? Just buy a stack of marble tiles. Just don't even wash them. Just cook an egg, throw it away. Break the clean parts off, then cook another egg off of it. But yeah, here I am cooking an egg off of the backside of freaking marble, and it works. This is fucking bizarre. Probably should have not cussed. I'll bleep that out. Yeah, if you guys have any pieces of marble lying around, they're excellent cooking instruments. In case you didn't know that. It works pretty much as well as DuPont. Okay, let's turn off the heat and see what happens. This is absolutely bizarre. I figured this out because I tried to make a cutting board off of this thing, and I tried in every way to attach some feet to the back because I didn't want to scratch my wooden counter, and I could not get any glue or anything to stick to it. Everything just kept drying and popping off. I even tried using hot glue, and it just would just pop right off. There, I just cooked an egg off of the back of freaking marble, the unpolished side of marble, and it looks delicious. See, it's perfect. Okay, so there's a little bit of the burn-in, so see what happens after it cools down. See if it does what I'm theorizing and rejects it. And marble is non-toxic. I mean, shoot, you could, as you're cleaning the back of your marble, you could be sharpening your knives. So you get 2 in 1. You get a cooking implement and you get constantly sharp knives. But look how easily I just clean this thing just by scrubbing it with, look at that. It's clean just from scrubbing it with a freaking spatula. There, it's back to the way it was. So it seems like my theory is holding up, that it cools down too rapidly to allow for anything to actually seep in. You have to do it with it being an igneous rock. So being an igneous rock, it tends to just homogenize. It doesn't allow any other elements in, and it just wants to remain igneous. And you've never seen an igneous rock with a stain or an egg in it. So yeah, you could cook on the back of marble like you would a grill, and you could very easily clean it right off. Once it reaches room temperature, you just scrape at it, and anything that you had just scrapes right off. Pretty neat, because I'm also thinking that it might be a good way to sharpen knives. So it might be kind of a cool way to clean it as well, is just to keep on using it to sharpen like your flat knives. If you wanted to, you know, get it perfectly clean and keep flatten it. But like I was warning you, the only real drawback is that it is fragile, but on the other hand, it's cheap. And as I had it on high heat, it's resistant enough. Nothing happened. It didn't crack, it didn't break. And I cooked the egg. And the egg is edible, and it doesn't have anything on it. It literally just peeled right off the marble without leaving a single mark. That's amazing. So, what's you guys' explanation? I am very curious about this. Did we just undermine DuPont by like thousands of years?